Hello there, and I'll say it again, hello there, hello there. My camera on my phone seems to be weird. It's vibrating as it's taking these pictures, and I don't know why. Was it because I dropped it again on the floor? And maybe it screwed up the little gyroscope on the inside or something. But it seems to be jiggling all by itself. So, who knows? A neighbor of mine is an architect, and she brought to our recycling area books and books and books full of Benjamin Moore paint samples. And I thought, well, I'll take them. Why not? I can use them for something. And the something I'm using them for is, initially I was going to make some masks and use these as sort of color collage editions, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. But use these to cut out and glue, but I don't know if they're going to glue because they're paint, actual paint, I think. It's silk screened on the paper, so glue probably won't work. Anyway, one of the reasons why she was throwing all of these out was because Benjamin Moore decided that they're going to change the names of the colors and also the numbers of the colors. This is no longer going to be CSP 950, and the color of this is Honeybee. Now, one of the things that's sort of interesting about looking at a swatch book that has thousands of these colors is that someone had to come up with the names for all these damn things. Honeybee, which we just saw. Knitted Cape is the name of this color. Now, what do you think this color is going to be? Knitted Cape. What's that color? Shortbread. Would you eat shortbread that's that color? Butter cookie. What are they thinking? Ice milk. Hidden Cove. Please. Okay, give me a break. Anyway, so perfectly good colors, I'm sure, to paint your house. Honey, I've chose Hidden Cape. Yeah, whatever. Why am I doing this? I'm taking out a pen. I just filled it with ink, and I've run out of black ink, so you're going to have to deal with purple. And this purple ink is probably from 1952. And I'm using a fountain pen, Waterman 55, or is it a 56? Who even knows? 55. Yeah, 55. Waterman 55. See, and look at this ink already on the... Why is it doing that? It can't take me anywhere. Anyway, one of the things I discovered, I was going to paint, or rather do drawings of Old North Church in Boston. And I ended up using regular paper with a wax China marker pencil instead of pen, but I got all sorts of white and off-white Benjamin Moore paint sample pieces of paper to draw Old North Church on, and I discovered in my test that there's a resistance to this water water-based ink, which is understandable since you want to paint your house with paint that not only is called Hidden Cove. No, this is Butter Cookie, but you want it to be waterproof. So consequently, the ink beaded up. But a little bit of Pen Repairman Spit, Artistic Spittle. You've heard of Artistic License, but there's also Artistic Spittle. You can wet the tip of your finger and sort of do this. And I thought that was kind of an interesting effect. I was getting sort of finger painting. Why is this pen is just splattering, ink is just falling out of it. The reason that ink is falling out of it rather than staying where it belongs could be that the sac is not airtight anymore. This is kind of fun. So I'm thinking I might do more drawings using this method of applying ink with your finger, your pen, paint chips, and the most important part of it is Pen Repairman Spit. Now, I think probably you don't have to be a pen repairman to have saliva that will work for this, but I used to, when I would be fixing pens, I would call it Pen Repairman Spit, but regular water might do the trick. So let's try what regular water. Where's somewhere here? I guess I don't. I thought I did. But anyway, so there you go. There's an idea for a mask that I'll make. Now the masks I'm making, sometimes I start with a face that I draw on paper, and then I cut it out and fold it and staple it in a way to make it look somewhat three-dimensional. I'll show you in a second. Of course you can't see because it's far away here. And I can cut little eye holes where the little eyes would be, and put a piece of elastic on it and call it a day. Or not, depending. My camera has stopped jiggling. Okay, we'll try another one. Another face. It's not easy being me today. Now you see what I'm doing? You did make lines, which you can't see because no ink was transferred. The paper resists the ink application. So, consequently, it wasn't working, but now it's fine. I don't know what this... Sometimes I have an idea what I'm doing, and other times I don't. Can you guess what time this is? Is it a have an idea or not have an idea. In between my eyeball and the paper is this camera, which is an iPhone, of course, and I can't see through the iPhone. I can look at what I'm doing on the iPhone, but see, okay, here you're not even seeing what I'm doing because it's off camera. It has stopped jiggling though, so its gyroscope must be working. Noses are funny things, I'm just telling you. Here I'm trying to draw a nose, nostrils. Everything about, in fact, everything about human anatomy is kind of weird. What was Darwin thinking when he made nostrils? Or for those of you that believe in intelligent design, meaning God, what was he thinking? Or she? Or it? There's not one single thing about the human body that I think is intelligently designed. I think if I was designing the human body, it would not have certain things. Or it would, if they had the certain things, it would be differently designed. Example number one. Why are the parts of your body that deal with sexuality and presumably having fun in that way also the things you shove dead animal products in one end, and when you're done eating and digesting them, they come out the other end, and those are in close proximity to other bits. Well, this is clearly not working. This was not intelligently designed, is it? But I like the effect I'm getting. Finger painting and pen work, and so here we've got two heads, or better than one. We were drawing Old North Church the other day, which I said, and one artist whose work I like, he had a sketchbook, and it was open, and on the pages he had 3 renditions of the tower of Old North Church, and they were drawn slightly differently. One had more detail, one had other detail, less detail, and one was a little bit more aggressively drawn, maybe one was more carefully drawn, but anyway, they were standing next to each other, or they were next to each other like this, and I immediately went into, my name is the Old North Church. My name is the Old North Church. My name is the Old North Church. And people my age, not you, not you, not you, you maybe, you're as old as I am, but people that were my age got the joke. And the joke was at the beginning of the TV show To Tell the Truth, the curtain would open and there would be 3 silhouettes of well, there would be three people standing there, and the light was from behind, and there was no spotlight on them, so they were all in shadow, silhouette, and suddenly the light would go on, and camera would zoom in, and this guy would say, "My name is Scott Gislason." And this one would say, "My name is Scott Gislason." And the last one would say, "My name is Scott Gislason." And then the narrator, whose voice was none of these, said, "I, Scott Gislason, is blah, blah, blah." And it went on and on and on, giving a little 1 minute bio, not even 1 minute maybe, of this person. And then the panelists would ask contestant number 1, number 2, and number 3 what some question that the real Scott Gislason would know the answer to, but the imposters would not. So anyway, it was, so if you had to decide which one of these was the real North Church, you might say, number 1, how many lanterns meant the British are coming by sea? And number 1 would say 2. And number 3 might say 2. And you ask another question, like how many steps is it to the top of your tower? And someone would say something, and someone would say something else. Anyway, it was a sort of a fun show from my youth. Why am I telling you this? Who even knows why I'm telling you this? What color is this? This is honeybee. So, what does a honeybee look like? Head, eyes, compound eyes, wings, body, striped thing, stinger, feet, legs, whatever they are, pollen sacs. See, it looks just like a honeybee. I can see why they called it honeybee. Well, I've just wasted 17 minutes of your life. So, bye. Think about using paint chips, saliva. You don't have to use my saliva on this, but have fun with your index finger, your tongue, and your Waterman 55, and your 60-year-old purple ink, and your swatches of Benjamin Moore paint. Let me see what you do. And you see, you've been late on your assignment. Why don't you do, a couple of extra of these, okay? You know who I'm talking about. Bye.